Ain't that right? True. Sorry.
One thing we have in common. We all
love Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't?
Right?
My husband.
Come on. No.
What's up, people? Jean Carlos here with the Total Body Training Podcast, where I help you get lean, gain muscle, and build confidence. And this is the 7th episode of our podcast. And today I'm introducing the Total Body Training media team. So go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick.
Hi, I'm Heron. I've been trading with Jean Carlos for almost 2 years now. October will be 2 years.
My name's Pamela. I've been with Jean Carlos since about end of July, August of last year. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, all right. So today's episode is brought to you by carbs. My favorite carb is the red potato. I like to cut red potato up into small little cubes. I throw some kind of seasoning on it. Yeah, carbs. What's your favorite carb?
The Little Debbie zebra cake.
Oh, my.
There it is.
There you go.
It's a fast burning carb.
Yes.
It's a fast-burning carb.
It's a cake. Yeah.
Hey.
That's her thing.
There was no judgment here.
No judgment zone.
Planet Fitness here.
Yes.
I think mine is anything pasta.
I thought you were going to say pot.
Anything with pot in it, pot cookies. No, any pasta. I'm in love with pasta.
Okay. All right, great. Carbs always get a bad rap. Just because you can't eat the right amount for your diet doesn't mean you have to hate them. They're an essential macronutrient. So that's why this episode is brought to you by carbs. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so ladies, I want you each to kind of tell us a little bit about who you are, starting right now. Just tell us a little bit about who you are, Heron.
I'm Heron, and I work from home. I help JC upload all the back end stuff, so the website, everything that you see a Total Body come out on the website and all the writing, I help with that. I also have a boutique in my home. I have a husband and a beautiful daughter who's 7, who is really the star of the show. I do a lot of art and hand lettering, and just try my best to be better every day. So that's where I'm at in my life.
Yay. And my name's Pamela. I actually help Jean Carlos with some of his media with Instagram. Whenever y'all see his client spotlight, that's me usually helping out with a lot of that. His video, any photos and stuff like that. I'm a mom of a 2-year-old, a little 2-year-old. I'm a stay-at-home mom right now, and I'm thinking of going back to school to be a nutritionist, registered dietitian. But other than that, I mean, stay pretty busy here a lot. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. And so these two ladies are both my first actual employees. I have been doing this by myself. Every now and then I get a little bit of help here at Total Body Training, but really you're the first 2 people who have been you're hired. Okay. Yeah. Legit. You're on staff. So this is a big deal for us. Cause now I'm just rolling in all this dough. And so I can just spend the cheddar everywhere. Yeah. Or spend the vegan cheese over there. Yeah. And she's vegan. She was supposed to tell you in the first 2 minutes, but she fucked up. We're allowed to curse, by the way. This is not a family. No, it's not G. No, if you do not like cursing, sorry. Thanks, but no thanks. All right. So, Heron, I guess we'll start off with you. You were telling me a little bit about, tell everybody about why you even came here to begin with. What drew you to Total Body Training and what your original goals are. Let's start at the beginning.
Okay. So I had just been promoted at the job that I used to have, and it was a very high stress position, and I knew that I needed something. I wanted something close to the office and that I could go to directly after work so I wouldn't have any excuses. I knew left to my own devices it wouldn't work out, and mornings didn't work with my schedule anymore, so I found a Groupon, and it said boot camp classes. So I signed up and I showed up, and the first month I got really sick with a gnarly sinus infection. I had a blown eardrum, but I still kept coming. JC would text me and I would say, yes, I'm coming. Couldn't do a lot, could barely do a crunch. And it just kind of progressed from there. Then I signed on for 6 months, and then I signed on for a year, and then I signed on for another year. And my goals have just always been stress related. I never intended come here to lose weight. I always intended to just be a healthier, happier person, because when I worked out, I felt better and I was nicer to everybody. It was just a stress relief for me in the beginning. And then I realized that I could lift a lot of heavy things, and it kind of progressed from there, where I'm actually hoping to compete one day. So,
yeah, it's really awesome. Heron definitely has a lot of potential. She's worked really hard to get strong. She was our first person to deadlift, our first female or male client here to deadlift 275, right? 275. And we were well on our way there to getting her up into 300. She was going to be the first, but unfortunately you had a little bit of an injury. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Okay, go ahead.
So as I started getting heavier weights and heavier squats, I started noticing I had a lot of pain in my hip. And when I went to the orthopedic, I had a labral tear in my hip. And it was to the point where he recommended surgery. He was a specialist and recommended surgery. So I had hip labrum repair surgery in July of 2017. And that requires a lot of rest. So I went to a specialist, had my surgery. I wasn't allowed to get off the couch for a month. And then slowly it was, now you can walk, physical therapy. And then it took 6 months to get fully cleared. And it took another 3 months for me to get my full range back in my squats and my deadlifts without the mental fear or feeling like I'm going to injure myself again. So it's been a road to recovery, but I would have the surgery again in a heartbeat, because I know that like my bench is up now because of my surgery, because of not being able to do lower body workouts. But the main thing was I just kept coming back.
Yeah, recovering from an injury or like having a surgery can really be tough, because psychologically you're in this place where, I was already kind of hurt. I'm afraid I'm going to hurt it again. And so what happens is a lot of times people just kind of like drop off, and oftentimes that can be the worst thing. As Heron was like telling us a little bit, like, her main reason for being here is just like stress relief. And actually that was one of my first reasons for getting into working out and exercising. And so, during that time, making that comeback can be really difficult for you, and taking that time off can be really difficult for you, because now you don't have your stress relief, right? And so sometimes people can fall into a rut and never make it back around. Did you feel like that could have been something that happened, or that you were leaning in that direction at all?
Well, I was cleared to come to the gym well before I started coming on a regular basis, because I was always a doer. I was always working 18 hours, and then when you're stuck on a couch and you can't move, you get into this headspace that not everybody wants to talk about. It's not pretty. You get really depressed because you feel like you should be doing more, or you could be doing more. But I really just took that time to reevaluate where I wanted to go with my life, what I wanted to do, and it took some internal thought, some help of a professional, support of JC, my family here at Total Body Training, and the other ladies that I've surrounded myself with, to come to terms with, like, you can't squat right now, but that's not to say you can't squat in 3 months. You can't do this right now, but there's always something else you could do. And my husband is very supportive, and so he encouraged me to keep going to the gym. And so it took from July until about December. I really didn't start coming back steadily, I think, until January, when I was really clear to do what I wanted to do. But I always kept trying to come, even 2 times a week, 3 times a week. Now I'm up to 5 times a week. I always just made a commitment to at least try to come twice a week, 3 times a week, because I had to start small.
Yeah, and that goes a really long way. I mean, if you notice, like, Heron, it sounds like she faced some adversity. And Heron, would you say that, like, that adversity has kind of helped you be more committed now since then? Like, you said you did, it sounds like you did a little bit of, like, time where you thought, and you did a little bit of soul searching along those lines. Do you feel like that's helped you in that process? Do you feel like it's made you stronger? Yeah.
Yeah, I think like on a lot of the lifts, it's really mental part of the game, and not every day is going to be an awesome day when you're lifting or doing HIIT training or whatever you're doing. It's not always awesome, but my thing was just a steady commitment to myself and to my family and to my health, because I do work out so much. I was able to get off of like high blood pressure medicine because that was my release, and so I've just kind of reframed it as I make a promise to myself to come every morning at 9 a.m. and that's what I do. If I can't make it, I text JC to be accountable and say, hey, I just woke up, I'll be there, at 4:30. Yeah, there are times like, Friday, I would just want to stay home with the kid and hang out and do fun things with my kiddo and be the fun mom. That was part of my journey of leaving the corporate America and just coming full circle into, okay, this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to be there for my family, be there for myself, and that started with me coming here.
Yeah, and that's really badass because I feel like in her story, there's definitely like a learning lesson here. And it's that like maybe you can't do exactly what you want to do when it comes to like fitness. Maybe you have some kind of injury. There are other people that we have here with knee injuries, people who have no joint cartilage, like our client Rosemarie, other people who have injuries as well, where they can't really do the same kind of range of motions or the same kinds of exercises, but they still try and they still do something. And something is better than nothing. And oftentimes in the process of continuing to do something, you can get good at the other things that you weren't necessarily paying attention to as much attention to because they weren't your favorites. Like right now, she just said that she got better at her bench. And if she wants to go and compete in powerlifting, well, you need to have a good raw total. You've got to be good at you don't have to be good at anything. You can suck at all of it. But like, yeah, you can just go. Like there.
Just go without a trainer or anything. Like,
yeah.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah. You can just.
I want to do my 1 rep max now. Thanks.
Yeah. You can do that. 100-pound 1 rep max for everything. But ultimately she's been able to improve her bench press, which was, doing well, but now is doing even better, I would say, because she's given it more of a focus. And we did a lot of like bro work, a lot of arm work, things like that to get her strong. She's scaring people with her guns.
Guns don't fit in my pants anymore.
They don't fit. Yeah. Yeah. So, that's what's going on there. All right. So we'll come back around to you in a second. I want to hear more about you, Pamela. So go ahead and get started.
So for me, when I started here, it was a stress reliever as well. I was a mom, I had a daughter that was a little over 1 year old. I am vegan, so I always ate clean, but I never worked out. It was just a lot of things, and I just felt like I wanted a healthier lifestyle. And that was, mid last year. And I started coming and I fell in love with just being comfortable here and getting into the routine and getting into a healthy lifestyle. And, tragically, November of last year, I lost my husband, my daughter's father, and a lot of people at Total Body Training still, they don't know. They'll know now. Everybody will know. But this became not only like a lifestyle, but it helped me be in a positive environment, I think, where nobody kind of knew what I was going through, and I was able to just like embrace a happy environment and focus on like positive goals. A lot of people were obviously, there's a lot of grief and a lot going on in my life, but I needed that other outlet. And then also, physically, I was seeing a lot of positive results as well. So everything just kind of like helped me continue and like just be a better, I guess like it made me feel stronger and better to grow for my daughter. Cause, now everything kind of relied on me. So it just became therapeutic. And I tried grief counseling and all that, but honestly, like being here 10 times better than going to any therapy. Me personally, it helped me, just because it was, like just a positive thing that I could, reach a positive goal. But now I'm stuck to this routine. If I miss a day, oh my gosh, I'm like thrown off. I have so much energy. I feel healthier. And it's just, it's just helping me in this new life path that I'm, having to go through now. So definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate everything JC does. He's like, he cares about a lot of his clients too. So it's helped me, just continue to come here. Yeah. But other than that, I mean,
yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Pamela, I've known you, you're my friend. Both of you, first of all, both these ladies are my friends. That's a big part of the reason why that I wanted them here. And if you listen to their stories, both of them have something in common. I think we actually all share this in common. I don't know if I've voiced it specifically to you all, but like one of the big reasons why I like working with them is because we have a lot of differences in what we like, and I like having diversity on my staff, and like having different ways of looking at fitness, different ways of looking at your body, different ways of looking at health, but also some commonalities. And I think that the thing that we all have in common is that one of the biggest reasons why we like to exercise and take care of ourselves is because it makes us feel better. It's not just about like looking hot, which is awesome. If that's your thing, there's nothing. Yeah, it does make you hot. Yeah. It's definitely worked for us. We're looking hot. But there's this theme that we have where we feel like this is something that really helps us relieve stress and really helps make us feel like better people and feel more strong in mind. And that's definitely the story that I'm getting. I'm definitely really, I know that you've gone through a really stressful time. A really stressful time, and it sounds like that this has really helped you, is what you're saying, like to have like an outlet. Is that the recommendation that you would make for some people, for people to find, like if they go through something like yourself, for people to find like a network of people to be around, or like a good environment, or what? Do you have any recommendations?
So for me, honestly, I'm in such a good place to even be open to sharing, I guess, my story. And I felt like I needed to share it now because of the fact that I know there's people out there that have lost their husband, separated, divorced, grieving family. I know it happens. I'm just one of the few going through that. And for me, coming here and getting into a healthy habit and trying to be positive and trying to have positive goals to be a good role model for my daughter, I feel like I needed to share that because it's possible. And it really is. It's physically, it's mentally, emotionally, trying to take care of yourself. And coming here, it's helped me. I didn't share my story because I felt like I was dealing with so much grief, sadness, how are you doing? Constantly reminded every day of what I'm going through, that I enjoyed coming here because we joke, we talk, we converse about anything and everything. We help each other. We talk all about fitness, all about food, just helping each other out. So it felt good to just be in a different environment. And, for that hour or so forth that I'm here, I'm just in a good place, and it helped me grow and grow more and more. So, I recommend that for people, if that's something that could help them, and that's why I said, therapy didn't really help with me. I felt like I was able to talk and vent about things, but I didn't feel the progression I needed compared to being here. But everybody's different. Everybody's needs are different. But that just worked for me personally.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that you pointed that out, because there's definitely more than one way to skin a cat, so to speak. There's more than one way to treat your mental health or your physical health, things like that, or to relieve stress. We're not in all ways saying that there's one way, or that somehow this studio, or that I'm some kind of guru or magical pill that'll help you. What we're saying is that you need to find something. And sometimes what happens is that when people are struck with tragedy or something really sad, they stay there somewhere, and unfortunately they maybe they don't get out of it, and that's a big problem, because ultimately the person who's responsible for your own happiness and your own well-being is you. Like, ultimately it's not your friends or your family. I mean, although you want good friends and family, not to put them down, like, you want good people around you, ultimately those people aren't necessarily responsible for you, and for you to expect that from everyone in your life might not be this is my opinion, but might not be fair for them either, like, for you to put that kind of stress on people. So when you come somewhere where you're sharing with different kinds of people and you feel comfortable and welcome, it can make a really big difference in your life. And I mean, ultimately, that's actually part of the reason why I started this company, is because I didn't feel like, when I was working at a regular gym that'll go unnamed, big box gym, really popular, you probably already know it, when I was working there, that we had that sense of like environment, or that sense of like welcome, or that sense of feeling like you're a part of something that's going places, and it's a little bit more than just pumping iron. Like, it's something that means a little bit more. You touched on something really interesting, Pamela. You mentioned how that kind of helped you out a little bit more than like having therapy. Is it okay if I talk about? All right. So I know that like Heron does like a little bit of therapy. Can you tell us a little bit about how that's personally helped you?
Yeah.
And like maybe the balance between that and taking care of your physical health. That way everyone can kind of hear different sides.
I am diagnosed bipolar disorder. So I do have it's not rapid cycling now. Right now it's seasonal cycling. So I know exactly when I'm going to hit the low lows and when I'm going to hit the high highs. So I recognize that in myself, and I do go to a counselor. I've graduated. I go every other week, and it's just somebody healthy to talk to and get a different perspective about my life and what I'm going through. It's coming here, coupled with coming here, I've learned to be really secure with myself and really aware of have this self-awareness that I wouldn't have if I didn't have the whole team. I call it basically the team helping me. My husband's very supportive. That's another aspect of my life that I have going for me. I come here and I have JC and I have the girls and the family, which is another aspect. And then my counselor is just icing on the cake when I'm really struggling and I hit that catatonic depressive state where, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do anything, but I have that security of knowing like, okay, that's your brain lying to you. You've made a promise, you need to get up and do it. And I found it easier if I made a promise with the girls here or with JC or with my husband, not giving in to the excuses or the lies that my brain is telling myself. This is some self-awareness that has come with time and with counseling and with being here and everything else. Coming here helps me stay within some kind of normalcy. My highs aren't that high and my lows aren't that low anymore, because I feel like I've hit this stride where, okay, I have a schedule, I've made a promise to myself, I'm investing in myself, and I have people that I can talk to. Like, I feel safe talking to JC, I would talk to Pamela, and I have different outlets to have a different perspective of what's going on. And also I know that my brain lies to me a lot. And so I just have to constantly remind myself, like, your brain's a liar, get up, get dressed, put your tennis shoes on, come to where you need to be. And yeah, like JC notices, not every day is a great day for me. I mean, they can probably tell too, some days I don't want to talk. Some days I'm like giggling all the time. But the bottom line is I keep coming because it helps me maintain some kind of normalcy within the family life, within my mental health life. It's just, I always say, like, find something you love and then you won't feel like you're exercising. And this is what I love. Mm-hmm. If it was dancing, aerobic, step class, I love those too, but it's not like my home like here.
Yeah, and I really love that point because I never tell people, this goes back to the whole idea of there's more than one way to skin a cat. If this isn't for you or what we do here is for you, that's okay. I'm not going to get personally offended. I think you should find something that you do like. And for example, like myself, when I first started training, I wasn't necessarily interested in lifting as heavy as I lift now. I was more interested in endurance running and things like that. That was different. Now my life's kind of changed, and now it's changing again. on what I want to do. So I think having, I think something that's really awesome, just to kind of go back, is the fact that you all are so open to talking about these kinds of things. There's really a strength in being able to express yourself, especially when you know that it might help other people. You know, there's definitely a time when talking about mental health or when talking about, you know, a spouse passing away or something, especially if with it being so recent, like it was something that was almost like a faux pas, you know, for people to do. And it's really cool that we're at this time in history when it's actually good for people to express themselves instead of hiding it and then getting all sick and getting all like bottled up and, you know, feeling all terrible and awful for like years and years and years, right? Until something else worse happens. There's this really awesome book. It's called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. It's got the corniest name, but it was written by Dale Carnegie. Yeah, the same guy who wrote How to Win Friends and Influence People. And in that book, I mean, this book was written in like the 1930s or something. It was very, very old. But the information in that book, for the most part, is still as relevant today as it was back then. I mean, it sounds like it was written last year. It's except for the parts about women, like some of the parts about women, some of the parts about women and like there's some stuff. It's just like because it was the cultural norm at the time. Like there's a lot of stuff about women's looks and women's bodies and like women getting beauty sleep and stuff like that.
You should get beauty sleep.
You should. Yeah, I've aged a lot from not sleeping.
A lot of naps. So.
Okay. Yeah, I wish I did that. Yeah, I wish. But, you know, in that book, there's a part in there that has always stuck out to me. And it's that, you know, one way that you can work on your own stress or when you're dealing with something is to do something. You know, it's not to like sit still. It's like to be like productive or work on yourself. And I really have to say, like, it's awesome that you both are doing that. You could have very well just been like, hey, I'm going to hang out. And you know what I mean? And like, you know, just, and be down. Instead, you did something and you moved around, and really, it sounds like that made you feel a lot better. And that, you know, I can relate to that, not to those two stories, but that's definitely been a part of my story. But this is more so about you two today. So, yeah. All right. So we both did that. Now, Pamela, I'm going to come back around to you. You mentioned that you were thinking about doing something with nutrition.
So, I've been vegan for almost 3 years, like an A meeting or something. My name's Pamela. I'm vegan. Right. Sorry. So. With that, shopping was torture in the beginning because I would read everything and started, you know, and my husband was the one that kind of got me into it. He was very, very passionate about it. Anybody, friends, family would say he was super passionate. And so I eventually researched more, got more into it, and, you know, I'm learning that being vegan doesn't automatically make you super healthy. We all know that. There's bad vegans that, you know, that eat Oreos and soda and I'm vegan. Yeah. But I got more into the health benefits as well, besides ethically and everything else. But I want to, you know, I have my bachelor's in like nonprofit organizations, helping people in that aspect, but working out and doing, always looking into what's best for my daughter to eat and stuff like that. I've really been wanting to focus more on that, not just vegan nutrition, but obviously just well-round the, you know, best foods for your body and anatomy and stuff like that. So it's definitely something I'm gearing to go more toward because I'm already, you know, it's part of my lifestyle already, just being invested in types of food. So I'm thinking of trying to go more depth in that route than a master's in what I did before. And I just feel like this is a different way to help people, besides what I was doing before. kind of thing.
Yeah. So you're definitely, like, you're saying that you want to help people and that you just so happen to have this interest. And, you know, I know, having been, right now I definitely eat meat, but there was a time when I just ate fish, actually, for like 6 years. Yeah, pescatarian, Episcopalian. Like, I was a Presbyterian. Like, I definitely, like, I only ate fish or whatever and like tofu and stuff for like years. And
Just knowing, it's you know, just knowing what goes in your body. Like, you can eat fish and you can eat meat and stuff like that. It's just having a good balance. I just personally don't do meat, but I still eat healthy. I don't try and eat the bad vegan stuff. But like he said, he eats meat, fish. It's just knowing, you know, learning the anatomy and food and what's best for our bodies and stuff like that.
And so I think it's cool that you're open to learning that, regardless of, you know, someone's difference in their food choices, right? Because, you know, sometimes somebody is like, I just teach this kind of diet, or I am, you know, since I'm vegan, you know, I can't be around people who aren't that way. I eat meat, fuck people that are vegan.
It's too hard to live that way. I learned that. It's too hard.
No, yeah, it's not healthy. All it does is alienate you from people, you know. And if you do have like a certain thing, or maybe you are, right? Maybe, you know, meat is murder, or maybe meat is all you can eat and that's the right thing. Like if you like shove it in people's faces, you just come off as a big chode. And it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, if you really think that like your lifestyle, your diet is better, then why the fuck are you being such a dick? like
Why are you so mean?
Yeah, it's obviously not making you nicer to eat just like meat or to eat just tofu. Like, it's not helping in the nice department. Like, yeah. So, yeah, exactly.
I'm a nice vegan.
Yeah, she's really nice. Yeah, and we have a few others here, and everybody's really nice. I mean, no one's
no one is proselytizing veganism or vegetarianism here. Just so y'all know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a meat eater.
Yes.
I like bacon a lot, and there's a few other the girls who we have like intense discussions about bacon. I think what Pamela, in the same vein, is know your food source. Like, I know my farmers. They invite me and Violet to come visit their farms all the time, so I buy local if I can. And it's just having that awareness overall of where your food's coming from, be it veganism, vegetarianism, but here is different. Like, we all come from all walks of life. We are just one big family, and we all help each other get to where we need to go. Like, not every day is the best day, but you have somebody here pushing you to be your best every day.
Yeah, and see, typically the way that a company represents itself, or that an entity like Total Body Training or somewhere, usually would just be like, we only teach the keto diet, or we only teach like veganism, or like something like that. And we're not really that hell-bent on doing that. We're more about you. Like, it's more about like what you actually need and how we can get you there, and whether or not, you know, it's what you want. You know, like, you know, on it, like, I offer diets here through RP, a Renaissance Periodization, and our diets do have meat. They have a vegan option, but they do have meat, and they have other stuff. And, you know, the nutrition plans are great, but they're not for everybody. And I don't shove them down anybody's throats. Like, you know, I mean, Heron, do you want to talk about that a little bit? Would you want to talk about specific, how about you talk about like your relationship with like food, eating, and stuff like that? So, you know, because I think she has an also like a unique perspective, and I really want that to be heard here. Go ahead.
So I am an eating disorder recovery. And so when I first started here, I told JC, like, my relationship with food is really fucked up. I don't want a diet plan. I'm not here to lose weight. I'm not buying into that culture. And I was doing a lot of research on intuitive eating and what that means, and the diet culture and what that means to me, and how I can heal this relationship I've had with food. JC was really cool, even from the beginning, about not forcing me to weigh in, not forcing me to do the body percentage scale, or being involved in the weight loss or dieting talks. He's also approached me like, are you okay? Like, is this going to trigger you? I'm in a different space now where, yes, I have body positivity for myself. I know I'm healthier than most people because I can lift, I can run, I can do these these things. I'm not using it as an excuse, my weight as an excuse of, oh, well, everybody should be body positive. No, I'm actively doing things to improve myself every single day. I'm just not in a space where a regimented eating schedule is something that I feel like I need to do at this point in time. Right now, my focuses are coming to the gym, taking care of my daughter, and I'm thinking about going back to school. So I'm just in a different space. It's not to say that in 3 months I won't be doing the RP diet, because I follow them on Instagram. I love the results, but it's just not for me right now.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted Heron to say that. It's ultimately, this is all about you and what you actually need, not about what I want to push on you. There's no, you know what I mean? I just want you to do something that's really ultimately going to make you feel better, whether it's being vegan or, whether it's flexible dieting, which, or eating what you feel like eating in the moment. If that's what you want, that's perfectly fine, man. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to do something. However, there is this pervasive and prevalent idea in fitness that is always linked towards you being skinny, and it's something that you can't really get away from. And it's not that there's anything wrong, because there are health issues in America, and it's not that I don't help people lose weight. Ultimately, I want to do that, but really what we need to do, just in my opinion, as a country, is just get healthier, and that is more important to me, for people to actually move, and actually just exercise and take better care of themselves. So that's why I choose to represent different kinds of people. We had actually talked about this before, and we were kind of like, Pamela was saying a little bit, I don't know if we should talk about our dietary differences or anything like that. Yeah, because maybe from a marketing perspective, right, it would be better, or I should, I guess, come at you and be like, hey, come do my diet plan and lose 40 pounds or whatever shit. And I can do that with you. Yeah, people are losing weight. Yeah, I'll put a picture up. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put a few pictures up of people who've lost weight with me on our plans. I mean, people have done great. But I want you to know that that's not the only thing that we offer. You have other things that you can do when you're here. All right, so ladies, we've got just a few minutes left. We're going to go through a few rapid fire questions. Yeah, okay. So, I'll start with
Zebra cakes. Zebra cakes.
I got them.
All of my answers are zebra cakes.
And pot cookies.
And pot cookies. Yeah.
Zebra cake and Fireball vodka.
Well, I can't look at the
I can't even read your writing. I don't have glasses. Remember?
You have chicken scratch.
Yeah, I do.
I'm in glasses denial too. So
she's in glasses denial.
I'm in deep glasses denial.
Okay. Why are you in glasses denial?
I have contacts. I just because I'm not going to an office every day, I don't feel like I have to wear them, because it was mainly computer stuff. I'm street legal to drive unless it's at night. Then I wear my glasses for night blindness.
I'm not driving.
But yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, I haven't been in any accidents. I mean, I have prescription sunglasses and stuff. I just personally don't like to wear my glasses, because I feel like there's a barrier between me and the person I'm talking to. That's fun. And I don't feel like touching my eyeball every morning. So
yeah, that's fine.
That's where I'm at. I'm gonna eat zebra cakes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask questions. All right. So the first question is, and we're just gonna answer it quick. Favorite cheat meal? Go.
If I had to have one.
You have to have one.
French toast?
Oh.
Wait. What do you have it with though? You've got a drink, you've got everything, everything.
Oh, if I can eat whatever.
Detail. Is it at a restaurant? Is it at home? How's it presented? What do you want? You can go in detail.
Okay.
I am a French toast aficionado. I actually like Jim's. It's very crispy on the outside, delicious. Jim's, Jim's Diner.
Yeah, Jim's Diner.
And then just coffee and sugar would be. I'm always down for coffee. I'm a French toast purist too. I just like the powdered sugar. I don't really like the syrup or anything. I want the white, delicious white bread with the crispy outside. And that's about it. I'm pretty boring.
It's almost like a beignet.
Yeah.
Beignet kind of. And that makes sense because
I'm from Louisiana. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, all the carbs.
Cafe Du Monde, y'all.
Yeah.
Have you been there? Cafe Du Monde? Oh, okay.
No, but I've never heard of it. Yeah.
Everybody goes.
Yeah. All right. Same thing.
So for me, obviously it's a little different. There's Earth Burger. I don't know, for those who don't know what Earth Burger is, shout out. It's a vegan, like fast food, like vegan McDonald's, I guess. So I hardly ever have burgers, so they have a really good burger. Like I get the double stack. I get the fries, and they even have like a milkshake, and I always get the milkshake too. Strawberry.
Is it like coconut based or?
It's coconut based. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a lot of calories though. It's pure sugar. It's pure sugar. So those are my cheat to go.
What's the burger made with? Do you know if it's like soy or is it black?
The burger that I get, they have the black bean, but I get the soy. I get the really bad one. Of course.
Going for it.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So the next thing is, let's see. Okay. So on the flip side of it, favorite healthy meal. Go.
She's like, oh, going down. Okay, so I like the jambalaya that I make. Instead of using rice, I use cauliflower rice, but it's got chicken, andouille sausage, and then instead of the white rice, it has the cauliflower rice, and it's got some like red sauce in it. But basically, I can eat like bowl after bowl.
Oh, God.
So good.
That does sound good. I'm like, right?
Jambalaya, all that.
So is it like that we buy or we make ourselves?
Buy or that you make. It can be anything.
Because at Green, another shout out to a place, Green Vegetarian, they have like a quinoa bowl, and they put kale, carrots, garbanzo beans, and it's super healthy. And I put avocado in it. It's so good. But at home, I like to make like Thai spring rolls with the vermicelli noodles and spinach, and I put cilantro and make an almond sauce. It's so good.
Is that the clear wrap?
Yeah, the clear wrap, the fresh, nice and fresh. Yeah, those are my favorite.
Yes, those are really, really good. Like those are phenomenal. You can get them at like a Thai restaurant or whatever. They're very good. Okay, so quick, I have to say, we've mentioned 2 restaurants. We mentioned Green and we mentioned, it's good, Earth Burger. They're both owned by the people who own Green. So Green owns like 3 locations here in San Antonio. Green, if you want to sponsor us, like you can just send some money our way. We'll help you out for the vegan community. She's the vegan spokeswoman here in San Antonio. So like Green, we have Green. They have like 2 or 3 locations. Then there's Earth Burger, and there's also Bok Choy, and I think that's all they own. Yeah. But they actually started off by owning Lulu's, the cinnamon roll, the giant cinnamon roll. The mom, they own that originally. The mom of the person who owns Green owned that company. I don't know if they own it still. Yeah. So that's what's going on there. Okay, a few more rapid questions, and we're almost done. I've got another interview to get to. Okay. All right. Do you have what's your favorite show? What show are you obsessed with right now? There we go. What show are you obsessed with right now?
Right now?
Yes. It can be anything.
It's right. So bad. Bad reality show. Oh my God, I don't even want to admit it. There's a show on, I think it's Lifetime or A&E.
That's very mom.
Hello. That's me. It's called Married at First Sight.
Oh, yeah.
Where they like just pick strangers and they get married and stuff, and they're a bunch of hot messes. I know I shouldn't admit that, but yeah, I've been watching that.
We're all about admitting our...
And Stranger Things, that was my other guilty pleasure. Stranger Things.
That was a big theme here for a while. We were all talking about how like if you don't like Stranger Things, you can't come to Total Body Training.
I couldn't get into it.
She couldn't get into it, so we're kicking you off the staff. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Like no, it's all good. All right, show. It can be something from the past if you can't think.
Something we binge watched last night was Step by Step. Do you remember that on TGIF? Step by Step on TGIF. No, the old school one. No. On Hulu, they have the complete season of Step by Step. Yeah, and if you didn't know, in episode 3, it's called The Dance, and that's when the Steve Urkel dance comes out.
What?
Yeah, because he was everybody's neighbor. Steve Urkel was everybody's neighbor.
What?
Yes.
That's right. They live in the same neighborhood?
Kind of. I don't know how it works out.
Okay,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, then we watched that last night, but then like my big sci-fi person, my husband is not, so that's why we were watching that. Altered Carbon. That was my jam.
That's on Netflix.
Netflix original. It's Altered Carbon. It's about like how they found out a way to make your body live forever, and you have like these little discs, but your body's called a sleeve. So like your soul and everything is kept in a little like disc. Yeah. So like your sleeve. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Watch.
Very creepy.
Right? Yes.
It sounds like some sounds.
I'm way into that. So.
Yeah. Damn, Heron's into fucked up shit. All right. Okay. All right. So other quick. Okay. All right. Here's a good one. Sumo or conventional? Deadlift. Sumo or conventional?
Sumo. I'm all about the sumo right now. I love it. No, I don't love it, but
I used to say conventional because that's what I hit with my 275. But now with like the injury and coming back and everything, I'm kind of digging like sumo, but not like a wide stance sumo, like a cross between conventional and sumo. What is it? What would that be called? Like a mid stance? I just feel more stable. You know, like it's not like sumo, like, oh my gosh, my toes are going to hit the plates. Yeah. It's just like right in the middle. And it's comfy. It's comfy. Yeah. I'm in the middle on that one. But I could go either way, but I just find something that works for me.
Yeah, what Heron's talking about is if you look at, just Google Ed Cohen. If you're watching this, Google Ed Cohen sumo deadlift. And you'll see, I mean, Ed, he's considered to be one of the best powerlifters ever in history. And his deadlift, I mean, it's crazy. He's amazing. But he stands very, very, very wide. Or if you look up one of mine, hey, I'm endorsing somebody else. But if you just see mine, I stand pretty wide on mine. Yeah, okay, here's the next one. Starbucks order. Ooh. Yeah. It can be good or bad. You don't have to.
Americano, double shot of espresso, and almond milk.
What size though?
Oh, grande. I usually.
Grande.
Yeah, I don't go too crazy.
So.
Nah, she's lying. She walks in every morning with a Trenta.
I was a barista for 4 years, full disclosure. So if I'm low carb in it, it's usually a cold brew, venti cold brew with a splash of heavy cream and 2 pumps of sugar-free cinnamon dolce. If I'm not low carbing it, I'm gonna have a apple chai.
Apple chai.
Yes. It tastes like apple pie in a cup. It's steamed apple juice with chai tea. The chai tea concentrate. So yeah. And most people don't know about the chai tea latte either, like the chai tea bag. And then the steamed milk. So instead of using like the syrupy concentrate, you can get the tea bag steamed and then throw milk on top. Tea misto. That's where it's at.
She knows her shit. She worked there, folks. I would listen to her. All right. So, ladies, is there anything that you want to leave off on before we head out right now? We've got about 2 minutes. Anything you want to say? No?
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
It doesn't matter if you're here powerlifting or doing HIIT training or Zumba, whatever your thing is, just do your thing that makes you happy and don't listen to any of the negative, either self-talk or external talk. You do you, boo.
Yes, definitely. No, but like what Karen said, being here, you're gonna see results no matter what it is, physically, mentally, emotionally. Like Jean said, it's all about you and your progression, whatever goal you have. You'll just see results in any aspect, any of those. So, I mean, definitely is a great feeling.
Awesome. All right, and then I just wanted to leave you off on this. If you have any questions about what we do here at Total Body Training, what's wrong with us? No. Or your Starbucks order? No. Or vegan questions, the Starbucks questions, or health, fitness, anything. Feel free to leave those down in the comments section below. We do have a few things coming up right now. We are in what we're calling the Total Body Training Phase 1 here, and what we're doing, Total Body Training Media Universe Phase 1. Yeah, that's what we called it, and so that's why I brought them on. And so we're releasing a ton of new content. These ladies are helping me. This was too big of a thing for me to do by myself. myself. When I sat down with them, I was just like, hey, I cannot do this alone. I need other people's help. So right now we're releasing a show called Workouts with Mel that is for beginners. It's just showing simple exercises that you can do. Well, not simple exercises, but like a mock version of a program here, right? What we would do like on a Monday for strength, on a Tuesday for strength, right? And so you can follow us along if you can't make it in or something like that. And then also we're doing a lot of client spotlights showing all the amazing people who lift weights here. And what else do we do? The podcast. This is an episode of the podcast as well as the live stream. Is there anything else I'm forgetting?
Fit tips.
Oh, yeah. So we got Fit Tips. Yeah. So we've got another episode of Fit Tips coming out. Bro Carlos is going to be making another appearance. Yeah. So watch out for that one. That's going to be crazy. And that's pretty much it for now, people. Until next time, peace.
I went from a size 16 to a size 6'7", and I've lost currently about 60 pounds with TBT.
I've lost 60 pounds since I started here.
I've definitely noticed a lot in like those hard to reach areas, the muffin top, the back fat.
So I've already lost 15 pounds.
And definitely you're gonna want to join.
He's a Pac fan.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I thought you were gonna say he just doesn't like
Rap or something.
Oh no, no.
I was like, that's
Yeah, that's a hard household. Right.